Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and today on this video I'm just going to give you my match reaction on the Barcelona-Liverpool game. Barcelona of course won by 3 goals to 0 this evening in the Champions League semi-final, first leg at the Nou Camp of course as well. But from a Liverpool perspective, they will feel hard done by this, to be quite honest with you as well, because Liverpool did have their chances in that game tonight as well. But if you don't take the chances against this elite Barcelona team, the margins are very, very thin indeed. Goals from Luis Suarez, of course, Luis Suarez scored the first goal for Barcelona, and of course Messi got to the goals in the second half as well. So that's potentially now Messi's 600th goal for Barcelona as well. So potentially, as I did currently say, in that first half, to be quite honest, I thought, there was the game, was played at a high level of intensity. To be quite honest, I thought it was played at a high level of intensity. I thought both teams, showed a great attacking intent as well. But Liverpool, started the game very, very well, to be quite honest. Mane, of course, missed a sitter for Liverpool in the first half as well. But potentially, Liverpool had chances in that game, to be quite honest. And I think the only thing, that basically, let Liverpool down, there wasn't accurate enough in them wide positions, and, potentially, the crossing wasn't good enough as well. And that's what, potentially, let Liverpool down tonight as well. Potentially, as I did say, the first goal was from Luis Suarez. Of course, it was a good finish, to be fair, from Luis Suarez as well. Of course, Jordi Alba, got the assist as well. But essentially then, going into the second half, to be quite honest, Liverpool, had chances, they had, I think they had a good couple of opportunities, through James Milner. He had 2 great chances for Liverpool as well. Also, Salah had the chance saved as well by the keeper. As I said, Mane missed a sitter in the first half for Liverpool as well. And potentially, Liverpool, in the majority of that second half, they was in Barcelona's attacking third of the pitch, for the majority of that second half as well. Potentially, Barcelona, went 2-0 up, and, Barcelona's second goal, was quite lucky, to be quite fair. Luis Suarez had currently hit the crossbar, and then it rebounded off Lionel Messi, and Lionel Messi had scored, and that was 2-0 to Barcelona as well. And then potentially, the third goal was from a fantastic free kick from Lionel Messi as well. So that's ranked, that has now confirmed that is his 600th goal now for Barcelona, Lionel Messi's as well. I think now this is 25th or 26th goal against English opposition in the Champions League as well. But potentially, as I did say, Liverpool, will feel hard done by this, to be quite honest. They had a lot of the possession, they were passing the ball really, really well. They were in Barcelona's attacking third of the pitch, for the majority of that game as well. So Liverpool, really, really unlucky. You saw basically, Firmino come on in the game as well. And Salah, of course, when it was 3-0, of course, Firmino had his shot cleared off the line. Also Mohamed Salah, hit the post as well for Liverpool. And Salah played really, really well tonight for Liverpool, to be quite honest with you. He posed a really, really good threat, to be quite honest. And I thought, Mohamed Salah, would do, to be quite honest, because his work rate's good, his physicality is very, very good indeed. I thought Mane, played well for Liverpool tonight as well. So Liverpool tonight, should have at least got one away goal, to be quite honest with you as well. I thought Messi, I thought, he was quiet in the game tonight, even though he did score 2 goals, to be quite honest with you as well. But Liverpool, will be hard done by this result. Of course, it's 3-0 now. Of course, Liverpool, of course, have got to win at least 3-0 at Anfield, of course, to take the game to extra time. And of course, if Liverpool, want to go through in the 90 minutes, of course, obviously, Liverpool have got to win 4-0 at Anfield as well. So maybe it will be a different game at Anfield, to be quite honest, but it is extremely difficult, to go to the Nou Camp and win, to be quite honest with you as well, because potentially, reflecting on Barcelona's home record, it's unbelievable indeed. They are now 32 Champions League games. They are now, I think, unbeaten in 32 Champions League games at home as well. And, obviously, they have basically now won their 8th, I think this is now their 8th La Liga title in 11 years. I think it's their 4th in 5 seasons as well. Coutinho, as I did currently say, he wasn't too great tonight in the game as well. Obviously, Coutinho came off, and obviously, Nelson Semedo came on for Barcelona as well. And Philippe Coutinho, he's failed to replicate, what he did at Liverpool, to be quite honest, because he did have 5 great years with Liverpool. He's been at Barcelona now, 15, 16 months, is it? Or something like that as well. And he hasn't really lived up to expectations with Barcelona Barcelona as Philippe Coutinho as well. I think Barcelona paid around 142 or was it 143 million pounds from Liverpool, was it 16 months ago as well. But of course for Barcelona as well, Barcelona could have gone 4-0 up right at the end as well. Ousmane Dembele, had a great chance for Barcelona as well. So it's looking likely now that Barcelona are going into the final. Of course, Barcelona have won the Champions League 5 times. Of course, Liverpool, have won the Champions League 5 times as well. But Liverpool, they didn't take the chance in that game, but they did everything, but score, did Liverpool, to be quite honest, they passed the ball very, very well. They were getting bodies in decent positions, they created chances, they also had opportunities as well, and that's what, Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool, will pinpoint on, them chances, they currently had. Salah should have definitely scored, when Barcelona, were 3-0 up, Salah hit the post, of course, Firmino came on, he had his shot cleared off the line as well. So Liverpool, were really, really unlucky tonight, to be quite honest with you as well. Barcelona weren't at the best, of course, and as I did quickly say, Barcelona are not that elite level football club as there was 9 or 10 years ago. They're not that elite level football club as there was 9 or 10 years ago, but they're still arguably, they're one of the best teams in the world, Barcelona as well. But Liverpool at Anfield, it is a fortress is Anfield, this season. Of course, I think now looking at in the Premier League, I think they're like 39-40 games unbeaten at Anfield this season as well. But from Liverpool's perspective, obviously, they'd rather win the league, of course, than the Champions League, to be quite honest with you. But I don't see Liverpool winning the league, to be quite honest, because Liverpool, City have got 2 games left, and I don't see City slipping up, to be quite honest. But Liverpool would rather get the Premier League because Liverpool haven't won the Premier League, for nearly 3 decades now, to be quite honest with you as well. So Liverpool, would rather take the league, to be quite honest. And Jurgen Klopp hasn't won anything yet as a Liverpool manager, of course. I also think in the game tonight, did Naby Keita, come off injured as well, if I'm right, in the game. Well, I did see him limping, when I was watching the game, to be quite honest with you as well. But Liverpool, will feel hard done, tonight. They had the chances in the game, but I think, the accuracy out on them wide positions, let Liverpool down tonight, to be quite honest with you. The crossing wasn't really, really good, but they created chances, did Liverpool. As I said, James Milner had chances, Mane missed the sitter for them in the first half as well. But as they could say, Virgil van Dijk had a pretty decent game as well. He did keep line on Messi quiet as well. And I think, Liverpool addressed their deficiencies last summer. And I think Virgil van Dijk, was a really, really good signing for them. Liverpool paid, £75 million for him as well. So he's done really, really well for Liverpool, to be quite honest with you. As I did currently say, yes, so Liverpool had their chances tonight. They were just unlucky, to be quite honest with them as well. And that's how sometimes, football works, to be quite honest with them as well. I presume it will be a different game at Anfield, to be quite honest with you. But Liverpool now have got a 3-goal deficit, to overturn as well, which is going to be extremely difficult for them to do. And obviously, they've got to keep Barcelona at bay in the second leg as well. So yeah, Messi's now scored his 600th goal for Barcelona. Of course, as I said, I think this is now his 25th or 26th goal against English opposition in the Champions League as well. So it's looking likely, Barcelona are going to the final, of course. But it was a total different game, to yesterday's game, in that Tottenham Ajax game as well. Ajax, winning that game by 1-0. Ajax, have got one of the best youth academies in the world, to be quite honest with you. And potentially, Ajax won that game. I didn't really watch much of that game, to be quite honest. I know Tottenham, were really, really poor in that first half in that game, to be quite honest. But it could still go either way in that Tottenham Ajax game. It's only 1-0 to Ajax, of course, as well. So you now would probably favour Barcelona Ajax Champions League final as well. But Barcelona, they're a well-established club. They've got great players. They're one of the richest clubs in the world as well. And even when when Barcelona are not at their best, they still find a way to beat teams as well. But Liverpool, put a really, really good fight tonight as well. But Liverpool, were just unlucky. Mane played well. I don't think Mane's on the same level as Salah. It's going to take at least Mane, a couple of years, to graduate to Mohamed Salah's level as well. But Mane can create chances. He can score goals as well. Good Sadio Mane. But Liverpool, were really, really unlucky tonight. To be quite honest, and they will feel hard done by this as well. Of course, Liverpool have won 5 Champions League, and don't forget, Liverpool are the only English team, to win away at Barcelona in the European competition. Liverpool did it 12 years ago. Was it back in 2007? Liverpool beat them 2-1. Liverpool also beat them in the 1975-1976 UEFA Cup as well. Was it that 1-0 as well? So yeah, so Liverpool, were really, really unlucky tonight, to be quite honest with them as well. But obviously, Liverpool now are focusing more on the league, to be quite honest. They've got Newcastle, coming up this weekend as well. And obviously, these obviously these few games Liverpool have got, they are pivotal games for Liverpool. They have currently got to win as well, and obviously from Liverpool's perspective, they've got to hope that Manchester City slip up as well. But yeah, they were really unlucky tonight. Liverpool, I'll say the second goal, was very lucky from Barcelona. Luis Suarez hits a crossbar, fouls to Messi, and Messi, has got an easier tap in as well. The third goal from the free kick, Liverpool shouldn't have really conceded that free kick, to be quite honest, but that was a really good goal from Lionel Messi. You can't take away from that as well. But so potentially, so Barcelona, win the game by 3-0 as well. So potentially, guys, as I did update you earlier on, of what's going on with Manchester United, as well as I've been currently, giving you an update, on today on my current videos as well. Potentially, my club Manchester United at the moment, are in turmoil, to be quite honest, because we've been in a bad vein of form. We've won 2 of our last 10 games in all competitions as well, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, since he's got the job on a permanent basis, it's just seemed to have all gone wrong, to be quite honest with you as well, because obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer now. He's got a 3-year deal with Manchester United, and obviously his expectation levels are going to be in these 3 years. Of course, is obviously to get Manchester United back to the powerhouse as it was under Alex Ferguson as well. But as I did clearly say, it's good. I think we're at least 3 or 4 years off from being at competitive elite level football club as it was under Alex Ferguson as well. I do believe in the next couple of seasons at least, our aspirations are going to be that top 4 as well. So potentially going to Solskjaer, since he's got the job, it's all gone wrong. But reflecting back when he was the interim manager, everything was going right. The performances were good, the results were really good as well, and he exceeded expectations. Did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. I'm still backing him at the moment. I still think he's the right man, that can elevate Manchester United forward as well. Reportedly, he's going to get a spending spree of around £250 million this summer. Is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. Obviously, we do know that Manchester United, of course, are still looking to hire a director of football to come in as well. There has been recent reports saying that that Ferdinand is set to return to the club, to become our sporting director as well. So reportedly Ferdinand has been in negotiations with Ed Woodward over him, potentially, becoming the sporting director at Manchester United. But there's been quite a few candidate names mentioned. There's been talks of Paul Mitchell coming in, who's head of recruitment at RP Leipzig. Also, he used to work with Pochettino, when he was head of recruitment at Tottenham and Southampton as well. There's also been talks of Mike Phelan saying that he's in line, to become our technical director as well. There's also been talks of Edwin van der Sar, who's currently the CEO at Ajax as well. But we've got to get a director of football in, to change the structure of the club. And obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course, is going to need backing this summer. So report, as I said, he's going to get a spending fee of around £250 million. Solskjaer wants to bring at least 5 new additions to the club this summer. But Manchester United, of course, are expected, to orchestrate a big summer clear out as well. I think up to at least 6 players, could leave Manchester United this summer. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to buy into our history as well. So we've got to give him the summer to spend. We've got to give him the summer, to spend some money as well. And we do know, obviously, it's not likely now that Manchester United are going to be in Champions League football for next season. So it's going to be hard, to attract players to the elite level as well. Obviously, when you've got no Champions League football, it's going to be hard, to attract players to that elite level as well. So potentially, as I did currently say, as I did update you earlier on, of course, Manchester United are linked with quite a few players as well. And obviously, Solskjaer's identified, the positions, where he thinks Manchester United, of course, need to strengthen up as well. Because, you can see the potential, the deficiencies in the squad. We've got to be ruthless in this summer transfer window as well. And obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course, wants to rebuild as well. But as I did currently say, yes, so as there has been talks today in the media, about Lyon's Tango Ndombele as well. Tango Ndombele is 22 years of age. I think he's about 5'11" as well. Because we do know it's like that. Paul Pogba's going to be leaving Manchester United. Herrera's going to be leaving Manchester United. So we're going to have to emphasise, targets, that could replace Pogba and that could replace Herrera in our midfield as well. So it did say that reportedly Manchester United are interested in Tango Ndombele as well. Tango Ndombele, as I did clearly say, is 22. He's 5'11". Reports have been circulating around the media saying that the Lyon president has confirmed, Manchester United and Manchester City's interest as well. But I think from Lyon's perspective, they would rather reportedly, sell Tango Ndombele to Juventus, because obviously, Pankitic, plays for Juventus as well. But Tango Ndombele, I think, is a defensive midfielder. I think that's his main position, but I think he can also play as a central midfielder as well. So I think if Man United were to get him this summer, would see him more as a replacement for Ander Herrera as well. Lyon got him permanently last summer for around, was it just over £7 million? Because initially before that he was on loan with Lyon as well. I think he's valued at around £70 million, is he, or something like that. He's under contract with Lyon until 2023, but reportedly he is a good competitive midfielder. Is Tango Ndombele as well. I think Manchester United have been linked with him in the past as well, so there has been talks about him going on, but there's been quite a few teams that have been interested in Tango Ndombele as well. So yeah, he's been potentially a Manchester United tag, but as I did say, it's going to be hard for us, to get a player, to his calibre, of course, because obviously, we've got no Champions League footballer to offer for next season as well. But he's valued at around £70 million. He said Manchester City are interested. He did say Manchester City are preparing to put a £60 million bid in for Tango Ndombele as well. But I think Lyon would prefer to sanction him off to Juventus as well. Potentially, as I did currently update you on them as well, Manchester United of course have been linked with Bruno Fernandes as well, that Sporting Lisbon midfielder. I think he's predominantly an attacking midfielder, is Bruno Fernandes as well. I think he's got a release clause of around £90 million in his deal with Sporting Lisbon as well as Bruno Fernandes. He did say Manchester United, City and AC Milan have been interested in Bruno Fernandes as well. So, as I did say, he's predominantly an attacking midfielder, so Manchester United would see him as a replacement for Paul Pogba as well. But I think reports have been stemming from Portugal saying that Manchester United have been in negotiations with his representatives over the summer transfer. He is 24 years of age, is Bruno Fernandes. Of course, I think he's about 5'10" as well, but he's tied up very, very well in Portugal, and he's a former San Pandora. He's also a former Underneath player as well as Bruno Fernandes. So Manchester United have been linked with him as well. So do you think he'd be the right solution, if he was to come to Manchester United this summer as well? But it's now saying that City are stepping up their interest in Bruno Fernandes as well. Potentially, I think he's under contract as well with Sporting Lisbon until 2023 as well, and reports indicated out the other week that he's interested in making a move to the Premier League as well. I think he scored 28 goals in all competitions this season for Sporting Lisbon as well. We do know there's been a lot of talks about Declan Rice as well from West Ham, and I think Declan Rice is a very, very good player. He's mainly defensive midfield, and we could potentially see him as a good replacement for the Nemanja Matic, because I've got strong reservations about the Nemanja Matic. Of course, the Nemanja Matic, he's well Premier League proven. He's a highly experienced midfielder. Manchester United paid £40 million for him, and some of his games, he has stepped up to the plate as the Nemanja Matic. But as you all do currently I have got strong reservations about the Nemanja Matic, to be quite honest with you. And I think this moment in time, probably Fred is a better solution than the Nemanja Matic, to be quite honest with you. Even though I've been known for criticising Fred, I still don't know if it's a long-term solution, Fred. But I think at this moment in time, he's the right solution. He's probably more mobile and better on the ball, than Nemanja Matic is Fred, to be quite honest with you. But I think we need a sensitive defensive midfielder, of course, that's fast and tenacious as well. And I think Declan Rice, he's done very, very well for West Ham this season. He's available for a reasonable figure, of course. I think West Ham would demand that they want around £40 or £50 million for Declan Rice this summer. But he's going, developing and flourishing fantastically well, and his performances this season under Manuel Pellegrini have been fantastic indeed. Obviously, he signed a new long-term contract with West Ham back in December of last year, so he's under contract to West Ham until 2024. He's initially a former Chelsea player. I think he played for Chelsea. I think he joined Chelsea at the age of 7, and I think he spent a number of years in Chelsea's youth system as well. And I think he got axed off at the age of 14 as well. But now he's done good at West Ham. He's been in the West Ham senior squad quite a few years as well. So I think he could take a bid of around £50 million. But there's quite a few players out there for a reasonable figure who we could get. And as I did currently say, as I did currently say as well, maybe we should be sensible with our recruitment this summer. Maybe we shouldn't spend too much money on one player, of course, because maybe we could get maybe 2 or 3 players for £100 million or just more. To be quite honest, because we have been on for spending big money on big money in the past on one player. We paid £89 million for Pogba. We paid £75 million for Lukaku plus £15 million in add-ons as well. So maybe we should be sensible with our recruitment this summer, but we've got to get the right players this summer, because let's be honest, our recruitment policy is very, very poor indeed. So do you think Declan Rice, would be the right solution, if he was to come to Manchester United in the summer as well? Potentially, we do know a couple of weeks back, there was a lot of talks about Atletico Madrid's Saul Niguez as well. We could emphasise him as a possible replacement for Ander Herrera as well. Saul Niguez. Saul Niguez, he's versatile. He can play as a defensive mid, he can play as a central mid, he can also play on the right as well. I think he spent the entirety of his career in Spain with Atletico Madrid. he's gone on to make over 200 appearances in all competitions. I think he's got a release clause of around £128 million in his deal with Atletico Madrid. But it did say that City were also interested in him. It also said that Barcelona were interested in Saul Niguez as well. But I think City are identifying him as a long-term replacement for Fernandinho, of course. But Saul Niguez is 24 years of age, so he's still got a lot of years ahead of him as well. So there were talks about that, going on in the press quite a few weeks ago as well. But we definitely, need a couple of additions in that midfield, of course, because we do know that obviously, it's looking like that Paul Pogba is going to be leaving Manchester United, of course, because basically, reports were currently saying as well the other day, reports were stemming from Spain saying that Paul Pogba has agreed a deal with Real Madrid worth around $10 million a year, and reportedly, Paul Pogba has agreed personal terms as well. From Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's preference, he still thinks that that Paul Pogba will be at Manchester United this next season, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer insists that Paul Pogba won't leave because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has spoken to Paul Pogba, as we all know as well. And, it's going to be hard to find a replacement, for Paul Pogba. It's going to be hard to find, a player of Paul Pogba's calibre and level, of course, as well. Paul Pogba, for me, he probably, a player of his calibre, wants to be playing to the highest level, wants to be up there challenging, wants to be up there winning trophies as well. And I think at Manchester United, maybe he's not playing around world-class players as well. But I think, if we are to sell Paul Pogba this summer, it will help us with our transition, to be quite honest with you, because I did say, we can get around 120, £130 million for Paul Pogba this summer as well. Manchester United have been in negotiations of getting Pogba a new contract at the club. Paul Pogba has still got over 2 years left on his deal at the club as well, with an option of a further year. So he's under contract here until 2022. He's on £300,000 a week at the moment in his current deal. He's Paul Pogba as well. But Paul Pogba, was actually talking a lot about Real Madrid, quite a few weeks back. Obviously that just indicates that he's not planning on spending the rest of his playing career in England with Manchester United as well. But we do know that Zinedine Zidane, of course, is a big admirer of Paul Pogba as well. Reports were reflecting out from the media the other week saying that he was demanding £500,000 a week from Manchester United, of course, if he was to sign a new contract as well. Also, reports were mentioned saying that Manchester United, of course, were willing to offer Paul Pogba, the captain's armband on a full-time basis, to convince him to stay at the club as well. But there's still reports circulating from the media that his former club, Juventus, are interested in re-signing him as well. It did say that his agent Raiola has been in talks with Juventus, but he did say potentially Juventus would have to offload a couple of their players to fund the move for Paul Pogba as well. Because let's be honest, he did have 4 great years with Juventus as well, did Paul Pogba. But as I did currently say, reflecting his performances, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in, reflecting when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the interim manager in his first 3 months, Paul Pogba, of course, was one of our most influential players. He was scoring goals, he was providing them as well as Paul Pogba. But since Solskjaer's got the job permanently, Paul Pogba's performances have been way below par, to be quite honest, and that just emphasises that he doesn't want to be at Manchester United as well. But he's still arguably, one of the best midfielders in world football, when he's playing in the right vein and man. And of course, Paul Pogba is a World Cup winner, and of course, Paul Pogba did get one of his best wishes, of course, when Jose Mourinho got sacked from the club, because obviously, Paul Pogba and Jose Mourinho, had a bad relationship as well. But we know last year that Barcelona were also linked with Paul Pogba as well. But I do think, we can get around 120 or 130 million pounds from this summer as well. So it will help us with our transition as well. So I don't think, Paul Pogba, no longer, wants to be at Manchester United as well. But as I did say, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, has built a great relationship up with Paul Pogba. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, when he managed the Manchester United reserve team, he watched some of this team at this day and age, grow and develop as well. And of course, one of them was Paul Pogba as well. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, doesn't want him to leave, and that's one of his priorities, to keep Paul Pogba at the club as well. But I think, Paul Pogba is intending on making the move to Real Madrid this summer as well. He's still 26, and, he has still got a lot of years ahead of him as well. But his performances in the last 6 or 7 games, prior to the Chelsea game, have been very, very below par indeed. So now, obviously, we're going to have to find a replacement for Paul Pogba as well. Potential, as I did currently say as well, as I did update you earlier on as well, it's looking like, Lukaku, is going to be leaving Manchester United this summer as well. I think Manchester United are open to selling him as well. Obviously, Manchester United, will be looking to recoup the initial £75, million were paid for him a couple of years ago as well. But he's attracting interest from the likes of Juventus and Inter Milan is Romelu Lukaku. But Lukaku, I think, most recently, was talking about, that it would be a dream for him, to play in the Serie A as well. And Lukaku, as I did currently say, he's not reliable enough, to be quite honest. And I think the majority of this Manchester United squad is not reliable enough at the moment, to be quite honest with you. As I did say, Lukaku can perform better, when he's getting that support up front, he can look a bit more effective, to be quite honest. But for me, doesn't get enough them runs in behind. His finishing lets him down as well. So he hasn't really got that endless potential as Romelu Lukaku. He isn't really an efficient finisher. He has got a good pedigree in the Premier League, don't get me wrong. He has scored a lot of goals as well. But he has enjoyed a very, very difficult second season with Manchester United as well. Because we know mainly that Rashford has been the first choice over Romelu Lukaku as well. But as I did say, he's attracting interest from Juventus and Inter Milan as well. Lukaku's still got 3 years left on his contract. He's on about £250,000 a week as well. So if Lukaku is to leave this summer, obviously, we're going to need a replacement for him. But his agent recently revealed that his future is very, very open indeed. But he did score 27 goals in all competitions last season for Manchester United as well. But as I did update you earlier on, guys, in relation, to Inter Milan's Mario Icardi as well, there has been a lot of news circulating about that in the media, at least for the last couple of months now, to be quite honest with you as well. Di Marzio, the Italian journalist, who was a very, very respectable, Italian journalist, to be quite honest with you. He's very, very reliable indeed, especially in relation to Manchester United, and of course when it does come to transfers as well. So potentially, Di Marzio basically, come out, was it the other week, as I updated you on saying that the only chance of Mario Icardi, leaving Inter Milan is through a potential swap deal. So from, Di Marzio's perspective, he did say basically, Manchester United, could swap Romelu Lukaku for Mario Icardi this summer. So Di Marzio, from his own perspective, does believe this will happen, to be quite honest with you. But do you think that Mario Icardi, would be the right solution for Manchester United, of course? And, he's done really, really well, He's done really, really well with Inter Milan as Mario Icardi, to be quite honest with him as well. He's done really, really well with them. He's Inter Milan's ninth highest top goal scorer of all time as well. But the question is, if he is to come to the Premier League, as Icardi, got the capabilities and, the question is, if he is to come to the Premier League, sorry about that, I was just smoking me. So if he is to come to the Premier League, as Icardi, got the as Icardi, got the capabilities, to produce and deliver, the same element of the performances, that he has been doing. Sorry guys, but I just got a cough. Wait there. So yeah, as I was saying, so I'll start again. As Icardi, got the if he's come to Premier League, as Icardi got the capabilities, to produce and deliver, the same element of the performances, that he has been doing in his number of in the number of years he has been in Italy with Inter Milan as well. So do you think if he came to the Premier League, do you think he'd be able to replicate them performances he has been doing in Italy with Inter Milan as well? But I do really, really like Icardi, to be quite honest. I have got reservations about him. Don't get me wrong, because when it comes to his defensive abilities, I have got concerns about Icardi. Some of his touches, do concern me as well. But he can score goals. Can Icardi? He's an efficient finisher. He's also got endless potential as well. And I think now he's heading into his 7th season now as an Inter Milan player. Is Mario Icardi? He's been there now 6 years. Of course, he scored over 100 odd goals for Inter Milan. Obviously, the majority of his goals, of course, have obviously become Inter Milan as well. I think initially Icardi has got a release clause of around £100 million. Is it something like that as well? He's actually a former Sampdoria player. When he was younger, he did serve 1 season. He graduated from Barcelona's youth system as well. So he's grown, developed, and flourished fantastically well. And he's been a good addition in Italy as well. He is 26 years of age. He is Argentinian. I think he's just under 6 foot as well. So he's only age 26. So he has still got a lot of years ahead of him as well as Mario Icardi. But Manchester United, of course, do need a goal scorer, of course, as well, because we know the likes of Rashford and Martial, haven't graduated to that level yet. And of course, if Lukaku is to leave, the likes of Martial and and Rashford, are not reliable enough, to get us them goals we need as well. So do you think Icardi, would be the right solution, to come to Manchester United as well? So there has been a lot of talks of Icardi. and Lukaku as a potential swap deal, and a lot of this, of course, is stemming from Damasio as well. But I think Icardi, lost the captain's armband as well for Inter Milan, so I think potentially Inter Milan, do want Icardi out. So I think Inter Milan now are looking for the replacement for him. Also, Edison Cavani also got mentioned as well. So it could be like Lukaku will leave this summer. So the question is, do you think Icardi, would be able, to graduate Manchester United to that level? Do you think he'd be able to bring goals to Manchester United? He can also create chances as well, which is very, very good. He can also provide assists as well, can Icardi, as well as score goals as well. But it doesn't mean because he's done well in Italy, he's going to replicate the same thing in the Premier League as well. It doesn't always work like that, to be quite honest with you as well. But I don't really watch much of the Serie A, as I said on my previous video as well. But there has been talks of Lukaku and Icardi as a potential swap deal as well. But we do potentially the club's number one summer target is obviously Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund, as we all know. But as I did currently say, it's going to be extremely difficult for Manchester United to get Jadon Sancho now, especially this summer, considering that we're not going to offer any Champions League football for next season as well. So I did say players of Jadon Sancho's calibre wants to be in Champions League football as well, and we do know at least he's going to cost us around £100 million anyways, Jadon Sancho. But we need someone that can link up with the likes of Rashford, Martial in our front line as well. And I think we do need someone young and ambitious on the right hand side. Someone that can play between the bylines, put crosses into the box as well. And Jadon Sancho is capable of doing that as well. But I don't really see us getting him now, to be quite honest with you, even though he has been the club's number one priority target as well as Jadon Sancho. There is still talks going on about Chelsea's Callum Hudson-Odoi as well. I think he's been one of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's prime targets as well. Callum Hudson-Odoi is one of England's youngest upcoming talents, of course. Callum Hudson-Odoi, of course, is 18 years of age. Obviously, back in January, Bayern Munich, of course, were heavily linked with Callum Hudson-Odoi as well. Bayern Munich were in negotiations. Bayern Munich had a host of bids turned down for him, because obviously, Bayern Munich have got a host of aging up players in their team. And, they do want to recommend, quite a few players, that, they do want to recommend a few players in, that are young and, that have got a lot of years ahead of them as well. I think Arjen Robben reportedly is set to leave Bayern Munich this summer. It did say Bayern Munich were willing to offer Callum Hudson-Odoi the number 10 shirt back in January as well. But Chelsea were reluctant to let him leave, even though Callum Hudson-Odoi, put a transfer request in back in January as well. But recent reports did say that Manchester United, have entered the race for Callum Hudson-Odoi, of course. It did say before that Liverpool have also held negotiations with his agent as well. But yeah, there has been a lot of talks about Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's still under contract with Chelsea till 2020. I think Chelsea have been in talks, to try to convince him, to sign a new contract as well. But most recently, he has been playing a bit more for Chelsea as Callum Hudson-Odoi, to be quite honest with you. But I still think he's got strong reservations about his game time, of course, because obviously, he wants to play on a regular basis. And for the majority of this season, he hasn't really had the opportunity, to play in the Premier League as well. Even though most recently, he has been playing a bit more often. I think he's actually injured now for the season. Is Callum Hudson-Odoi as well, so he won't be playing, for the rest of this season. I should presume as well. But yeah, there's still talks, that he could leave Chelsea this summer. Could Callum Hudson-Odoi, but it's depending if Chelsea are willing to do any business with him. But I think he'd still be available for a reasonable figure. I think it maybe cost around £43 million, something like that. He can play as a winner. He can also play as a forward as well. Not too long ago, he made his England senior debut as well, Callum Hudson-Odoi, but he's only 18 years of age, so potentially, of course, Manchester United, of course, have been linked to him as well. And obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course, wants to bring one of his priorities, of course, is to bring a player in who can play out wide as well. So potentially, as I did currently say, potentially as he updated you earlier on as well, about the news in relation to Juan Mata as well. There has been a lot of news circulating around the media today, saying that Barcelona, of course, are in talks to get him on a free transfer this summer. Well, there was a lot of talks going on about this before as well, but reportedly, if he's got any chances of going to Barcelona, Juan Mata, reportedly he may have to take a wage cut, Juan Mata, because he's currently on £170,000 a week, but reportedly he's he'll have to take a wage cut on his £170,000 a week wages, will Juan Mata reportedly. But as I did currently say, Juan Mata, he's no longer playing to the highest level, of course. He's 31 years of age, is Juan Mata as well. As I did say, he's lost that yard of pace now. And don't get me wrong, he has been a good servant to Manchester United as Juan Mata. Of course, this is his 5th season now at United. He's made over 200 appearances in all competitions. I know Juan Mata can't get in the team, as I currently said, even though he did play against Chelsea, of course, but he's no longer playing to the highest level as well. But he's had a good pedigree in the Premier League. This is his 5th season at United. When he was younger, he had 2.5, 3 years with Chelsea as well. But I think from his own preference, he would prefer a move back. He would prefer a return back to Spain, because when he was a lot younger, he played with he played with Real Madrid. He had 4 years with Valencia as well. He did Juan Mata as well. So I think he's going to leave when his contract expires this summer as well. Juan Mata. But we are expected, to orchestrate a big summer clear out as well. As I did currently say, definitely Valencia. He's leaving Manchester United this summer as well, Antonio Valencia, because obviously, the club opted against his decision, to give him that new 1-year extension as well. Antonio Valencia, of course, this is Valencia's 10th season out at Manchester United. Don't get me wrong, he has been a good servant to the club as Antonio Valencia as well. He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions, but he can't even get in the team at the moment, can Valencia, of course. Obviously, he's currently injured at the moment, I think, with a calf injury, and obviously we do know that Ashley Young, of course, is our first choice right back as well. Potentially, as I did say, I want Ashley Young, to leave the club in the summer as well. I think it was bad business for Manchester United, giving him that new 1-year extension as well. Ashley Young. Ashley Young, has been here about 8 years now at Manchester United, as we all know. And, he's been a good servant to the club. He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions. And, back in the day, he was a really, really good winner, was Ashley Young. But now he's past his sell-by date. He's too old. When he plays, he's actually our first choice right back. But, when he plays, he's too easily predictable. He gets exploited far too easily as well, loses the ball far too easily, does Ashley Young as well. So I like to see him go in the summer as well. So he is the problem, is Ashley Young as well. And he does need to be dropped as well. But we do need a right back, to come into Manchester United this summer. And I like Diego Dalot, very, very well. Diego Dalot, should be playing ahead of Ashley Young, to be quite honest with you. Ashley Young to be dropped, Diego Dalot, should be in contention as well. Because I know Diego Dalot's very, very young. He's 19 or 20. He's still in the process of developing his Diego Dalot as well. Obviously, we got in last summer from Porto as well. But I definitely would play Diego Dalot in these 2 remaining games as well. But we still need to cover up for Diego Dalot in that fullback position as well. And we do know Manchester United are emphasising a couple of targets, who could, fulfil that right back position as well. And for me, we do need a world class right back as well. And we do know there's been talks of likes of Crystal Palace and Wan-Bissaka. There has been talks about him going on as well. It has said that Manchester United are interested in Crystal Palace's and Wan-Bissaka. Again, he's 21. He's one of England's youngest upcoming talents. It's good that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, is showing an interest in quite a few young upcoming talents as well. And he's showing an interest in quite a few British players, is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. But Wan-Bissaka is 21. I think he's got the abilities, to elevate Manchester United at least in the next 2 to 3 years as well. He broke into the Crystal Palace first team, last year as well, back in February, Wan-Bissaka. And he's available for a reasonable figure. I think he's available for around £35-40 million, is it, something like that as well. So Manchester United have been interested in him. We do know reports were circulating out in the media, the other day in relation to PSG's Thomas Meunier as well. There was talks about him going on. Thomas Meunier, I think, PSG reportedly want around £26 million for Thomas Meunier this summer, reportedly. Thomas Meunier is 27 years of age. He's highly experienced, of course. He's been at PSG a number of years now, as Thomas Meunier. I think he's got about 13 or 14 months left on his contract with PSG, of course. But he's a really, really good player, Thomas Meunier. As I said, his defensive abilities are very, very good. He's predominantly a right back, but I think he can play in other positions as well. So he is versatile, is Thomas Meunier. I think he's quite tall as well, which is very, very beneficial indeed. But he did say the likes of Arsenal and Chelsea have been interested in Thomas Meunier as well. So PSG reportedly want around £26 million for him this summer as well. It's also said that Manchester United have been interested in Kieran Trippier. He's also been mentioned in the media as well. So we've been interested in quite a few right backs as well. But we definitely have got to get a right back in as well. And potentially, as I did currently say, the situation, what's going on with David De Gea at Manchester United as well. As I said, David De Gea, as I said, Manchester United have not yet, come to an agreement, to get him a new contract term, of course. Potentially, as I did currently say, it did say that reportedly PSG are reportedly willing to offer him a £450,000 a week contract, reportedly, and I think a deal worth around £90 million. So potentially, if PSG are willing to offer him a £450,000 a week contract, that's more than double of what he's currently on at the moment at Manchester United, because he's on £200,000 a week at the moment with Manchester United. Is David De Gea. Of course, this is De Gea's now 8th season at Manchester United. Of course, he has made over 300 appearances in all competitions. Without a doubt, he's still one of the best goalkeepers in the world, without a shadow of a doubt. Obviously, he's been making quite a lot of mistakes recently, as David De Gea as well. There's been quite a few Manchester United fans, demanding, that he should be dropped, for these two remaining games, of course, because De Gea is becoming a liability at the moment, and based on his mistakes he's been making, is it something to do with the contract issue? Doesn't he want to be at Manchester United anymore? David De Gea as well, because maybe a goalkeeper of David De Gea's calibre, wants to be up there playing to the highest level, maybe wants to be up there challenging and winning trophies, of course, as well. But he's been a great servant to the club. This is his 8th season at Manchester United. Of course, he's been here, since the Alex Ferguson era as well. Based on his performances, over the years he's been here, he's won the club's Player of the Year 4 times out of the last 5 years, as well as David De Gea. Of course, we still know he's under contract here until the summer of 2020, because of course last year Manchester United activated a 12-month extension as well. But reports came out a while back saying that De Gea was demanding around £350,000 a week from Manchester United, of course, if he was willing to sign a new contract as well. So yeah, as I did currently say, people are saying we should drop De Gea for these 2 remaining games. For me, maybe we should drop the problematic players, for these 2 remaining games, and give the youngsters a chance as well. But to be fair to Solskjaer, since he's coming, he has given everybody the chance, including the young players, including the fringe players as well. So maybe we should give the youngsters the opportunity in the 2 remaining games as well. But maybe Sergio Romero should be in goal for these 2 remaining games. I don't know if Sergio Romero has got the capabilities to become or if he's reliable enough to become Manchester United's #1 goalkeeper, of course, as well. But I analysed his performances in the FA Cup, Sergio Romero's, and they were very, very impressive indeed. But potentially, yeah, I think David De Gea, could be on his way out of Manchester United this summer as well. David De Gea, of course, obviously Real Madrid have also, been long admirers of David De Gea as well, because obviously, Real Madrid were on the brink of getting him in 2015 as well. But we have emphasised a couple of targets, that could replace De Gea, as I said, as he updated you the other day on one of my videos, about Jan Oblak as well, the Atletico Madrid goalkeeper, of course. Obviously, he's got £100 million buyout clause as Jan Oblak, of course, in his deal with Atletico Madrid. He's recently signed a new contract with Atletico Madrid, so he's on the contract with Atletico Madrid till 2023. I think he also did get a pay rise in his buyout clause when he did sign this new contract, Jan Oblak. So I think his buyout clause is around 100 or £120 million, something like that. He is regarded as one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Jan Oblak is 26. He actually is 2 years younger than David De Gea. He's nowhere near on the same level or calibre as David De Gea, don't get me wrong. But I think it's only this season that Liverpool's Allinson has made has kept as many clean sheets as Jan Oblak as well. So Jan Oblak is a good shot stopper, don't get me wrong. He keeps a lot of clean sheets. He doesn't really leak a lot of goals. He's good at saving from long range and all that is Jan Oblak. But I do have reservations about him. When it comes to him, saving with his feet and that, that's when I do have strong reservations about Jan Oblak. As well, obviously he's never been in the Premier League, of course. I think this is now his 5th or 6th season, is it now, with Atletico Madrid? I think he's made over 175 appearances in all competitions for Atletico Madrid as well. But his statistics are very, very good indeed, Jan Oblak as well. So reportedly we've emphasised him as a potential replacement for David De Gea as well. But reports have said Man United are willing to trigger his £100 million buyout clause as well. But if we are to go in for Jan Oblak this summer, of course, obviously, we want to get him, with the money, we raised from the departure of David De Gea as well. But maybe a goalkeeper of Jan Oblak's calibre, wants to be playing to the highest level, wants to be in Champions League football as well. So potentially, we can't offer Champions Champions League football for next season. So that could be a stumbling block for us of getting the pursuit of Jan Oblak as well. But I hope we can come to an agreement, to get David De Gea a new contract as well. But we have not yet come to an agreement to get him a new contract. So I do potentially see him leaving, to be quite honest, because if PSG are willing to offer him a £450,000 a week contract, of course, this could make him go to Paris Saint-Germain as well. So we've emphasised a couple of keepers that could replace him. Jan Oblak's one. There's been talks of Jordan Pickford in the past as well. And we do potentially know that Manchester United, of course, need a central defender as well. Someone, that can partner alongside Victor Lindelof in our backline as well. And potentially for me, the likes of Chris Smalling and Phil Jones, potentially, not good enough for Manchester United as well. And it was a bad mistake, for Manchester United, giving long-term contracts to Phil Jones and Chris Smalling as well. Because, Chris Smalling's been a long-serving player. This is Chris Smalling's now 9th season at Manchester United. Of course, he has made over 300... He has made over 300 appearances in all competitions as well as Chris Smalling, of course. And, mainly since he's recovered from his long-term absence, some of the games, he has really improved, to be quite honest with you. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been mainly going with Chris Smalling and Victor Lindelof as a centre-back partnership, as we all know. But potentially, as I did say, Smalling needs to leave in the summer. I think Phil Jones needs to leave in the summer. I think Phil Jones has been here about 7-8 years now at Manchester United as well. So we've got to get them out. And, we do need a world-class central defender, of course, because we haven't had one, since we had the likes of Vidic and Ferdinand and all that as well. And as they potentially saw Eric Bailly, for me, he needs to go as well in his summer, Eric Bailly, of course, because for me, Eric Bailly, he's too injury prone, to be quite honest. He came off injured in the Chelsea game, he sustained another injury. I think it's a knee injury, but initially he just recovered from a head injury at Eric Bailly as well. And obviously he hasn't really been given the chance. He's found game time very difficult because Solskjaer's preferred the likes of Smalling and Jones ahead of Eric Bailly. Even though I do really like Eric Bailly, don't get me wrong, I think he's got great potential and all that. And he's heading into his 4th season now as a Manchester United player, of course. Manchester United paid around £30 million for him from Villarreal back in 2016 as well. But for me, guys, I think he could be on his way out in the summer as well, could Eric Bailly. I also think Marcus Rojo's on his way out. Marcus Rojo's used as a backup option. Marcus Rojo doesn't really, get the chance anyway, to be quite honest. And he has sustained, quite a few injuries as a Manchester United player as Marcus Rojo as well. He's just recently, recovered from a long-term absence as well. I think Darmian's definitely on his way out with the club, as I said earlier on in my video as well. Matteo Darmian's enjoyed a very difficult time for Manchester United. Hasn't, really, being given the opportunity, to country Matteo Darmian. I think Manchester United have triggered the extension, so if he is to leave this summer, Manchester United can cash in for Matteo Darmian. I think it did say that Inter Milan were linked to him, of course, because obviously he had a lot of experience of playing in Italy, of course, when he was younger. Matteo Darmian, of course, Manchester United, I think, paid just over £12 million for him from Torino in 2015 as well. But I do see, Matteo Darmian, of course, going in the summer as well. Definitely, I see Sanchez, leaving Manchester United in the summer as well. Sanchez, I do see him leaving in the summer, because he's been very inconsistent as a Manchester United player as well as Alexis Sanchez, of course, and considering his substantial wages on it, is going to be hard to find a buyer for Sanchez this summer, of course. And currently what he's receiving, I think it's around £400,000 a week. It's totally affecting our wage structure in a bad way as well, because you've got, as I did say, I've got quite a few players now, demanding quite a bit more money as well. So maybe there may be only a couple of teams out there, if any, that can actually afford to pay Sanchez's wages off as well, unless Sanchez is willing to take some kind of wage cut, or Manchester United consider loaning Sanchez out as well. And he has sustained quite a few injuries as a Manchester United player as well, but he's the highest paid player at the club. He's the highest paid player in the Premier League as well. But as we all do currently know, a lot of players are going to leave this summer. But as I did currently say, guys, we've got Huddersfield, coming up this weekend in the league, of course. Obviously, we do know that Huddersfield are relegated, of course, as well. Potentially, as I did say, it should, these two remaining games, Manchester United, should win anyway, because Huddersfield are poor, Cardiff are very poor as well. Huddersfield, as I said, are relegated now. I think, Huddersfield came up last season, of course. It actually was the first time they came up to the top flight in, was it in 45, 46 years, something like that as well. But either way, I don't see us getting a top 4 now, because I'm frustrated about this, because, we've had those opportunities, of getting into that top 4, to be quite honest with you as well. But we've obviously, missed out on them opportunities, because teams around us have dropped points, but, Manchester United, of course, have not capitalised on, the other teams dropping points as well. But, you know, you maybe are getting a few people saying, you know, maybe we have given Solskjaer the job too early. Maybe, you know, we should have waited till the summer, of course, you know, to give him the contract term as well. And this is what you'll get a few Manchester United fans, you know, saying this now, to be quite honest with you. You know, based on our bad vein of form, you know, you get quite a few Manchester United fans now on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's back. Well, I know he hasn't got a great pedigree. He hasn't really got the experience in terms of manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But at this moment in time, I am still going to back him and see who he can bring in the summer, and then see how it goes in the new season as well. And then my preference will change if everything goes wrong in the new season. That's when I will be start being on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's back as well. But let's forget, you know, on this squad is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. As I said, you know, he's inheriting 11 of Jose Mourinho's players. You know, there's still some players here from Van Gaal. You know, there's Matty from the David Moyes era. You know, there's still actually, you know, 4 or 5 players here from the Alex Ferguson era as well. And we do know a lot of money's being spent at the club. You know, about £700 million has been spent or something like that in all the managerial areas, you know, since Ferguson has retired as well. But none of this squad is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So as I did say, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course, is still in the process of rebuilding his Manchester United team. So as I was saying, you know, the main part of this video was to give you, you know, my match reaction on the Barcelona-Liverpool game as well. You know, Barcelona, you know, winning comfortably, you know, by 3-0 as I said. But, you know, Liverpool were really, really unlucky, as I said. You know, they had the chance in that game. They also created chances, but they just must have been not clinical enough in the final third. Of course, I think the accuracy out on them wide positions, you know, let Liverpool down, you know, tonight, you know, to be quite honest with you. But Salah played really, really well, as I said. You know, he's one of the best players in the Premier League for me. Maybe not in terms of a forward or winner, but in terms of attacking intent, you know, his work ethic's really, really good. His physicality is very, very good. And I know he hasn't got a great record of scoring against the big teams this season, but he's an absolutely world-class player indeed, you know, Mohamed Salah. And Liverpool, you know, just weren't their night tonight, you know, to be quite honest with you as well. But I did say, you've got to take your chances, you know, when you're coming up against an elite opposition, you know, like Barcelona, because obviously the margins are very, very thin, you know, if you don't take your opportunities as well. So anyway, guys, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. I will be back tomorrow with some more live videos. If you do, consider dropping likes as always, and take care. God bless, guys, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.